Harsh, wherein he discussed how exactly to break a fast. We cannot stress enough about the importance of breaking a fast. Please remember, please write this down, please inscribe it in yourself that breaking a fast is more important than the fast itself. As Harsh explained, if you eat a heavy meal suddenly after this fast, your fast will have no benefit at all. सो प्लीज़ अपने फास्ट को बहुत धीरे धीरे बहुत ग्रेजुअली आप तोड़िएगा, एकदम से ज़्यादा खाना नहीं खा के बहुत ग्रेजुअली इसको तोड़ना है. अभी हम अपने नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पे मूव करेंगे कि हाउ डू वी इनकॉर्पोरेट फास्टिंग इन आवर लाइफ, हाउ डू वी make sure that we can get the same benefit all our lives. Before that, I'd like to ask you who all completed the video task given before the break. You had to share a video with your benefits. How many of you have completed the video task? Okay. So few of you have completed, but I believe lots of you have not been able to do it yet. Please complete the video task and post your video on the Facebook page. Please do it right now if you have not done it so far. Share a 1-minute video of yourself expressing what are the benefits you have gained in this 3-day journey. Please, please complete all the video tasks. Alright, we'll move on to our next subject for today, which is how do we incorporate fasting in our lives? Yes. What do you think are the ways you can benefit from fasting every day? Is there any way you can do fasting as a regular part of your life? Any ideas? Maybe some of you have known from watching our videos. Yes, so one great way to incorporate fasting in your life is 16-hour fasting. It's also called intermittent fasting, but it's a difficult, complicated sounding word, but it simply means that you fast for 16 hours every night. So for 15 hours every night, you don't put in any food in your stomach. You give a total break to your digestive system, so it can fully engage in healing and not have to digest anything. So let's watch a short video of how 16-hour fasting works.
It leaves your hand and enters your body. You may already know that first it goes into your stomach where it's broken down, and then to your intestines, and then it's finally excreted in the form of waste. But do you think that every food takes the same amount of time to finish this cycle? Of course not. Fruits take about 3 hours to digest and eliminate. 1 hour in your stomach, 1 in small intestine, and 1 in large intestine. Vegetables take a little longer, about 6 hours. What about grains, which basically includes wheat, rice, lentils, beans? Any idea? They take 18 hours to digest and eliminate. Now, of course, these figures are just estimates to give you an idea, but basically, less the water in a substance, harder it is for our body to digest it. Now, grains take 18 hours to pass through your system, and most of us are eating them 3 or maybe 4 times a day, meaning even before the last meal was digested, we throw in more food to digest, and quite naturally, the last meal is left undigested. It does not exit our body through stool. It rots and ferments and decays inside. It grows molds, viruses, fungus inside the intestines. Have you heard those creepy stories of tapeworms being found in people's intestines? Of course, those people didn't eat tapeworms, so how did they get there? Through the rotting, undigested food sitting inside the colon. You might have heard the saying, you are what you eat. True, but more importantly, you are what you ate. That burger you ate a year ago might still be sitting inside you. Stuff like bread, cheese, all these namkeen, snacks, biscuits, tea, coffee, fast food, sugar, and mostly everything that does not directly come from Mother Nature is extremely difficult to digest and eliminate. it sticks to the walls of our intestines and forms a thick coating. This is how our intestines look. They have millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi. When we eat these unnatural dead foods, they stick inside our intestines in the form of waste. Over the years, this waste forms a thick coating on the walls of our intestines. The villi absorb whatever that is stuck to it and transport it to the bloodstream. And from there, it's delivered to each and every cell of the body. Now imagine, if there's rotting dead waste sticking to our intestines, then automatically that's what the villi absorb and transport to every cell. Naturally, this waste surrounds our organs, blocks their functioning, and we call it disease. If it sticks to the layers in our skin, we call it acne, eczema, psoriasis. If it forms a stone in the kidney or the gallbladder, we call it a stone. What about excess weight? If you want to lose the waste, you gotta lose the waste. If it accumulates in the ovaries, we call it a cyst, and here comes problems like PCOD, menstrual disorders. If it sticks to our intestines, constipation, and constipation is the mother of all diseases. If this waste gets stuck in the airways, making it difficult to breathe, we call it asthma. If it forms plaque inside our artery walls, we call it cholesterol. Today, this waste might have manifested as a small problem, but if we don't clean it up, tomorrow the same waste will take a much more destructive state, like a tumor or a cancer cell. So, by taking out this waste, these toxins, disease is automatically cured, because no disease can survive in a body that's clean internally. Now, if you're not healthy, if you're overweight or constantly popping pills or having to go to the doctor every third day, then we're truly not experiencing life to the fullest. This human body is Mother Nature's precious gift to us. Soon we will return it back to her. In the time we have, it's our duty to keep it clean, bustling with energy and health, the way that she's designed it to be. The number one thing you need to start doing is intermittent fasting. See, the healing power that will remove the toxins, cure disease, and make you lose weight is sitting inside each of our bodies, not in a pill or a vaccine or a drug. The doctor that cures you is inside your body, and by intermittent fasting, you let this healing power do its work. And there's proof for this. When you break a bone, a plaster is placed on your arm to keep it in place, to give it rest. In a few days, the bone will automatically join itself. It's not like there's some medicine in the plaster. So what is that power that joins the broken bone? It's your healing power. When you get a cut, even if you don't put a band-aid on it, in a few days, it automatically stitches itself back together. So what is that power that stitches this cut back? It's your healing power. This healing power is an enormous, magnificent power of Mother Nature. If it can join a broken bone, can it not break stones, lumps, cysts in your body? Can it not remove these toxins? Can it not cure diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, or arthritis? Of course it can, because the healing power doesn't know what your disease is called. These terms are given by doctors. Once the healing power starts fixing, it fixes everything, no matter where it's located, no matter how long it's been there. But there's a little problem. We never let our healing power do its work. We constantly keep interrupting it. We keep diverting it. We keep disturbing it. You know how? By always eating. As soon as we eat something, this healing power leaves whatever it was doing before and starts digesting and eliminating our food. So the healing stops and the process of digestion begins. Unfortunately, we're constantly eating 3, sometimes 4 times a day. Our healing power is always digesting. We have 2 slices of toast for breakfast. Before that was digested, we put in a bowl of rice for lunch. Before the rice was digested, we put in 2 more chapatis for dinner. So the stomach is constantly working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never getting a break. It's no surprise that it will not heal, and it's no surprise that people are more sick today than they've ever been before. They're always eating. If you want this healing power to do its work, you must from time to time give digestion a break. We suggest that you give a 16-hour break to your stomach every night. For example, if you eat dinner at 8 pm, eat nothing till 12 noon the next day. At 12 noon, you have your first solid meal of food. What you're basically doing is that you're fasting for 16 hours every day and eating in an 8-hour window. It's called intermittent fasting. In the morning, before noon, you can take easily digestible liquids such as coconut water or vegetable juices, but no fruit juice, tea, coffee, or milk. Now, this is much easier than it sounds because most of the time you're not eating, you're sleeping. Fasting might seem abnormal to us at first, but actually, this is how Mother Nature has designed our bodies. Our hunter gatherer ancestors didn't have supermarkets, refrigerators, or food available all year round. Sometimes they couldn't find anything to eat, and our bodies have evolved to be able to fast. If anything, fasting from time to time is more natural than constantly eating 4 times a day. What hours you want to fast, that's totally up to you. Some people find it difficult not to eat food until 12 pm, but find it easy to eat their last meal of the day at 6 pm. In this case, you could fast every day from 6 pm till 10 am the next morning, whatever fits your schedule. Through daily 16-hour fasts, your body gets a chance to do a little healing every day. And if 16 is too much, don't worry. In the beginning, start with 14 and then stretch. That's okay. You might already be doing 12 hours of fasting. It's not that difficult. Let's say you have dinner at 8 pm and your first solid meal at 12 pm the next morning. Your dinner, if healthy, would probably get digested in 6 hours. So from 8 pm till 2 am, your digestion hours are going on. As soon as the healing power is done digesting your food, what does it start doing? It starts healing. So the next 10 hours will be your healing hours. This is when it rebuilds tissue, fades away old scars, replaces old, damaged, or dead cells in your skin. It dissolves stones in your kidney and gallbladder, removes extra fat from your cells, breaks cysts, fibroids, and regularizes your hormones, cleans your intestines, removes the mucus blocking your airways, and clears the plaque in your arteries. Your healing power goes into the depths of every organ and pulls out the toxins lying there and pushes them out of your body through stool, urine, sweat, and breath. Now, it's also very important that your dinner is a light meal. We suggest having a salad or a soup. If you eat a heavy meal full of grains like chapati, rice, or lentils, it would take more digestion hours, leaving you with little or no healing hours. Let's discuss what happens to your food after.
Okay. Were all of you able to understand the correct process of 16-hour fasting? Wonderful. How many of you are inspired to adopt 16-hour fasting in your lives? आप में से कितने लोग 16-hour fasting को अपने जीवन का एक हिस्सा बनाना चाहते हैं? Wonderful. So 16-hour fasting is a beautiful, beautiful science that you can incorporate in your life. All it means is that you give a 16-hour break to your stomach every night. So if you're eating dinner at 7 p.m., so what time should you have your next meal? Yes, you should have it around 11 a.m. If you're having dinner at 6 p.m., what time should you have your next meal? Yes, you should have it at 10 a.m. One very important thing to keep in mind during 16-hour fasting is that your dinner must be a very light meal. Let's say you have soup for dinner or you have a simple salad for dinner. How long will it take to digest? It will take about 6 hours, right? After the digestion is done, what will the Pran Shakti start doing? What do you think the Pran Shakti starts doing after digestion is over? Pran Shakti goes into full healing mode. So Pran Shakti removes all the trash sitting inside. It pulls out the garbage sitting in different corners of our body and starts eliminating them. Think about it. What are we usually doing today? We eating our last meal at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and having breakfast immediately the next morning at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Our body, we're not even fasting for 10, 12 hours. So it's no surprise that all night our Pran Shakti is only and only doing digestion work. How will it heal if it's only digesting? So I encourage you to take this forward in your life. Maybe in the beginning you find it a little tough, you find it a little challenging, but trust me, after you're doing it for 3 weeks, it becomes second nature, it becomes normal to do this. You feel, my body is become adapted to this. I don't want to eat too early in the day. I don't want to eat too late in the night. So trust me, it becomes a culture of your life. It becomes so easy to do this. You don't have to think about it. So try it for yourself for a few weeks. If few weeks you have to practice self-control, practice it. But after those few weeks, you wouldn't even have to practice any self-control. It'll just become automatic and you'll love it. You'll feel so light during the day. So one thing I'd like to discuss with you, what is a better way to do 16-hour fasting? Eating your dinner at 6 p.m. and breakfast at 10 a.m. or eating your dinner at 9 p.m. and breakfast at 1 p.m. What do you think is a better way to do 16-hour fasting? Yes, exactly. The earlier you do your 16-hour fasting, the earlier you start your 16-hour fasting, the better. If you're doing 16-hour fasting but you're eating your dinner at 9 p.m. or you're eating your dinner at 10 in the night, it's no use. You'll get much more benefit from 16-hour fasting when you eat before sunset or during sunset. The best way to practice 16-hour fasting is to really eat before the sun sets. You'll see you'll go to bed with such a light stomach. You'll have much deeper sleep. You'll wake up extremely fresh. When we eat too late at night, we wake up feeling lethargic. We sleep for more number of hours. So try to bring this one change in your life. Eat your dinner at 6 p.m. Right now during the lockdown period, this is so easy to do because we don't have to go to work, we don't have to go to office. Start with right now. You'll never get a better opportunity to practice eating before sunset. So moving on, what can you drink during the 16 hours? You can consume water, you can consume vegetable juices, and you can consume coconut water. Can you consume fruit juice during your 16 hours? Absolutely not. Can you consume tea or coffee? We don't recommend it. It will break your 16-hour fast. Ashgard juice. Maybe some of you have seen it in our videos. We'll also be sending you the Sattvic food book in which lots has been written about Ashgard juice. You can drink Ashgard juice after 14 hours of your fasting. What happens when you drink Ashgard juice? It comes into your body and it says, hey, Pran Shakti, come, let's do the cleaning together. I want to help you clean. So Pran Shakti and Ashgard juice both together are cleaning, healing, detoxing. But if we drink something like tea or coffee or something that requires a lot of energy from us, saps energy from us, it would come and say to the Pran Shakti, hey Pran Shakti, you must stop your work right now. I need so much energy to digest this. So Pran Shakti automatically stops the healing process. So it's very important for us to learn the right way of doing 16-hour fasting. Yeah. So these were some points about 16-hour fasting that I'd wanted to discuss. Let's move on to the next way. Ways to incorporate fasting in your life. We have learned the first one, 16-hour fasting. The second one is once a week fasting. So what we really benefit from is if we take out any one day of the week. Could be Monday, could be Tuesday, could be Thursday, whatever feels right to you, and you say that for the rest of my life, this one day is going to be my fasting day. For Harsh and me, it's Monday, for example. Every Monday, we do a liquid fast. We only consume liquids, no solid food. So, if there's any waste that gets accumulated in the body, if there's any toxins that get stored inside, they automatically leave the body every Monday. So, no matter how much of the sattvic lifestyle we follow, there can be still some waste, some toxins coming from pesticides, coming from the pollution outside, coming from various different sources that can enter our bodies. If you do these regular fasts, Pran Shakti will make sure nothing comes. If something comes, she'll immediately get it out of your system. So it's like every one day of the week, you're giving your system a reboot. You can call it your reboot day almost, you know. If you're doing 16-hour fasting combined with once a week fasting, there's no way you'll get any disease in your life. This has even been told to us by Jesus Christ himself. We were telling you, I think I have this book, Essene Gospel of Peace. It's a beautiful book written by Jesus Christ. Not written, but it records what Jesus Christ said to his disciples when his disciples came to ask him for advice. It's the best book on health ever written. It's called the Essene Gospel of Peace, a 2000-year-old book. Every single thing that we are talking today, whether it's sunbathing, whether it's fasting, whether it's eating foods that are close to Mother Nature, every single thing has been recorded in this book by Jesus Christ. The first time I read this book, I had tears rolling down my eyes. This is a beautiful book by Jesus Christ, and in this book he actually says, on 6 days feed your body with the gifts of the earthly mother, but on the 7th day sanctify your body for your heavenly Father. On the 7th day eat not any earthly food, but live only on the words of God, and be all the day with the angels of the Lord in the kingdom of the heavenly Father. So Jesus Christ is very clearly saying that for 6 days, eat your food. But every 7th day, sanctify your body and quit food for the Heavenly Father, for God. And every 7th day, practice all your do whatever your spiritual practice is, whether it's chanting, whether it's, you'll be able to do it much better when you're fasting. So everything that is being shared, it's not something new. Even 16-hour fasting. How many of you think it's something new or something recent? It's not at all new. Our ancestors all used to do it. In Jainism, there's a rule wherein we're not allowed to eat after sunset. We're not allowed to eat before sunrise. So 16-hour fasting तो automatically हो जाता है, क्योंकि हमारे पूर्वजों को पता था कि ये चीज़ें कितनी वैल्यूएबल है हमारे शरीर की सफाई के लिए, हमारे मन की सफाई के लिए और हमारी स्पिरिट की सफाई के लिए. So these are the two ways that we've discussed. The third way to incorporate fasting in your life is happy disease fasting. What are happy diseases? Tell me in the chat box. What are happy diseases? Yes, fever is a happy disease because it comes to detoxify our body. Cold is a happy disease. Vomiting, yes. Diarrhea, yes. All the detox symptoms, absolutely. Cold, cough, fever, loose motions, vomiting, these are all happy diseases. Constipation is not a happy disease. These come to cleanse our bodies. We discussed this in quite a lot of detail in the beginning. Happy diseases we should celebrate, we should not fear. But celebration doesn't mean we eat 5 samosas. No. When we get happy diseases, it's all the more important for us to fast. If we eat food during happy disease, a happy disease will get suppressed inside. It will get pushed back inside. And we don't want that. We want that if Pran Shakti, if Mother Nature is giving us a cold or a loose motion or vomiting, she's doing it to take out toxins from the body. If we eat food, all those toxins get back inside. Even Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, everyone has a doctor in him. We just have to help him in his work. The natural healing force within each of us is the greatest force in getting well. Listen to this carefully. To eat when you are sick is to feed your sickness. And I can tell this to you from my own personal experiences. Ever since we've started following this lifestyle of living close to Mother Nature, so many times in our family, we've gotten cold, we've gotten fevers, we've gotten diarrhea, we've gotten all these happy diseases because all these happy diseases come to detoxify us. But 4 years back, when we did not have this knowledge with us, what did we do? We simply took a medicine and we thought it was normal to take a medicine. My mother used to tell me, eat this khichdi when you have a happy disease. This is light in nature. Eat this, eat that, eat this. But actually, none of us realized that eating when we have sickness is feeding the disease. When I met my master, when I met my gurus, he's the one who taught me that when you have a happy disease, you must fully abstain from food. After that, when I started following this lifestyle, I got lots of happy diseases because my body was full of toxins. And a few months after I started following, I got lots of happy diseases. This one time I remember at night, instantly within 24 hours, I got a 104-degree fever. Can you imagine? And I had pledged to myself that I don't want to take medicine, I want to cure it naturally. Everyone around me was terrified. 104 fever, and she says she doesn't want to take medicine. All I did was I fasted. I fasted for 4 days only on coconut water and ashgard juice. When we have happy diseases, we don't feel like eating only. The taste of our tongue changes. Even when we look at food, we feel repelled to it. We feel disgusted by it. Why? Because Mother Nature has changed our taste buds. It's signaling to our body, do not eat right now. I'm doing my work. If you eat right now, you'll interfere with my work. 4 days, 104 fever. After 4 days of fasting, completely gone. No one around me can believe me. So much waste came out of my body. So please try that every time you have a happy disease, please try to cure it by fasting, wet packs, enemas and sunbathing. We also have a video on YouTube which explains this in detail. It's called 5 steps to cure a cold cough fever. If you experience this in the future, please refer to that video. Let's move on to the next topic. Many of you have been asking this, How often do we do this 3-day juice fast? So, what we recommend to you is you don't need to do a 3-day juice fast again if you are following all of these guidelines. If you're doing 16-hour fasting every day, if you're doing once a week fasting every week, and if you're fasting every time you get a happy disease, you don't necessarily need to do a 3-day juice fast again. If you do still want to do it, we recommend that you do it with our community. We recommend that you don't do it alone for two reasons. Number one, it's easier to do it as a community. It's easier to do it when you're constantly feeding yourself with the knowledge of fasting. Trust me, you may not be realizing right now, but when you have knowledge behind your action, you're actually able to implement everything that is being taught. The same 3-day juice fast, if we just told you in the beginning, here, go do a 3-day juice fast. There's no live sessions, there's no lectures, there's no documentaries. Do you think you'd be able to do it as easily? Maybe not. So that's why we really recommend that you do it as a community, a 3-day juice fast. And if you're following these 3 fasts, 16-hour fasting, once a week fasting, and happy disease fasting, you don't need to do a 3-day juice fast again and again and again unless you're suffering from a severe health problem. And the second reason why we don't recommend you to do a 3-day juice fast on your own is because sometimes if you're taking medication or you're suffering from a health problem, you may need that external support of a fasting expert or a supervisor who can supervise your fasting. And alone you might not be able to get that support. So just to be on the safe side, we recommend that you do it in a community wherein we can support you if something goes wrong. Not that something will go wrong, but we don't want to take any risk. Yeah. And one more thing I'd like to tell, lots of you have been very inspired to continue your fast further. Some of you in the videos have even said that you want to carry it on for 5 days, for 7 days, for 40 days. As much as we believe in fasting, as much as we've realized how powerful of a medicine fasting is, we don't recommend you to go beyond 5 days at one time, at a stretch. The reason being simple, which I've already discussed. Sometimes if you face severe detox symptoms, then you need a fasting expert or a medical guidance with you, supervising you. When Joe did a 60-day juice fast, he did not do it at his own will. He had a doctor who was supervising him, who was checking him, who was doing blood test readings for him every 10 days. So he chose the safe route. So we recommend that, yes, follow a healthy lifestyle after this. Follow all the Sattvic principles that I'm going to talk to you about after a few minutes. But this 3-day fast, please don't extend it beyond 5 days without supervision, without a medical doctor or medical supervisor looking after you. Yeah. All right. The next question, how to take forward the Sattvic lifestyle. Okay, we've done this fasting for 3 days. We feel amazing. Our body has thrown out a lot of trash sitting inside. We feel full of energy. We've lost weight. Our skin feels clearer. Our brain feels clearer. But what do we do now? Should we go back to our old lifestyle? What do you think? Tell us in the chat box. No. Your body has let go of so much waste in these 3 days, you have no idea. Physical waste, mental waste. You don't want to litter it again. You don't want to feed it with all the junk and all the food that creates toxins. You want to feed it with pure Sattvic food, so that everything that is built hereafter is all the good health tissues are built, all the good cells are built, not toxic cells. So unfortunately, because we have just a second, I'll put my laptop on charge. As I can see, there's very little battery remaining. Yes, so uh, we recommend that you follow the sattvic lifestyle after you've done breaking your fast. Harsh explained you how you should break your fast within 4.5 days, and after those 4.5 days, please follow the sattvic lifestyle, which I'm going to tell you about. What is the sattvic lifestyle and how to follow it? Due to the lack of time, due to the time constraint we have, we're not able to explain it in detail in this webinar, but everything is given in our videos. So let me guide you towards what videos you should watch, which videos you should watch first. All right. Okay. Can you see my browser screen right here? Are you able to see my browser screen? Yes, perfect. So this is the Sattvic Movement YouTube channel. If you just go on YouTube and you type Sattvic Movement, you'll reach the channel. Let's understand how this channel is organized. So we have different playlists, and if you follow the playlists, it will become very easy for you to follow the lifestyle. So recent uploads you can ignore. Playlist 1 is an important one. Playlist 1 and playlist 2. So this is the philosophy playlist, in which the whole Sattvic philosophy is communicated. Playlist 1 is fully in English, playlist 2 is fully in Hindi, and you can see playlist 1 has 6 videos, playlist 2 has 3 videos. So the first video in playlist 2 is about detoxification, the second video is about what food we should eat, and third video is about sun food, that beyond earth food there's something called sun food, which is actually even more important. So the same videos are made in English, which you can find here. The video which I was talking to you about happy disease and how to cure happy diseases through natural means is this one. It's called 5 Easy Remedies to Cure Fever, Cold and Cough. Then this is the English video of these 3 other English videos of these 3 Hindi videos. Then moving forward, recipe playlist 3 and playlist 4 are all about recipes. So you can see here how to make sattvic chapati, how to make sattvic roti, how to make sattvic halwa, sattvic dessert, sattvic soup, sattvic salads, smoothie bowls, everything. And playlist 6 is healing story playlist, wherein you can read, when you can watch some healing stories. We also have many healing stories on the website of people who've healed. I can quickly show this to you as well. In case you're suffering from any health problem, you'll see that many people have reversed problems: PCOS, acne, hair fall, thyroid, high blood pressure, diabetes, severe psoriasis, excess weight, obesity, PCOD. Many stories are here. So I recommend that if you know someone who's suffering from any of these health problems and you'd like to and you want to inspire them to follow this lifestyle, then you can definitely forward them to this page where they can read about people who have reversed the exact same problems that they may be suffering from. Yeah. So one more thing that will help you in following the Sattvic lifestyle is the Sattvic food book. The Sattvic food book has about 50 recipes, 50 healing recipes, which are all made by Sattvic principles. And we won't be sending you, we'll be posting the Sattvic food book on the community page after this session. So we'll post the PDF of the book. Unfortunately, right now we can't make the hard copy of the book available, so we'll be posting the PDF. You can go through it. It has many delicious recipes of desserts, soups, salads, main courses, many juice recipes. You can go through the food book. So yes, in short, I recommend that you refer to the videos and the recipes to know how to follow the Sattvic lifestyle and how to take it forward. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our next topic, which is spirituality and fasting. We're jumping topics here, but um, this is a topic that we have not fully addressed till now, but it's extremely important. That till now we've only learned about how fasting impacts our physical body and to an extent helps in thoughts, clearing our thoughts, clearing our mind. But actually, as we discussed, it has a much deeper role, fasting. It can actually even clear our sins if we approach it in the right way. So, I would like to invite my father actually to speak about this topic, spirituality and fasting, and a little about my father. He has been the backbone of Sattvic movement. He's been the one who inspired me to follow this path in the beginning. Um, he had more faith in this knowledge, in this science, in this philosophy than I ever did. So I'm extremely grateful to him for everything, and in a way, all of us here watching this because of him. So it's great to have him. It's truly my honor to introduce him to all of you. So give us a few seconds as we set it up, but he's going to come live soon.
I would like to congratulate all of you and also express my gratitude to all of you for observing this fasting for so many days of your body, for cleaning the toxins from the body and stay healthy, lose some weight, which is a very important thing for in today's day and age. And all the forces in this world are working against us, whether it is water, whether it is air, we have polluted everything. So it's very important to go for fasting, for cleansing our body, for detoxing our body. Many of you would also be doing the fasting for cleansing your mind and doing more sense control and mind control. Of course, this is also one thing which you get benefit from the fasting. Other benefit that you get from the fasting is also mental clarity, which helps you in knowledge acquisition. More you have a clear mind, more you will be able to acquire the knowledge. And knowledge again is the essence of our being. We are actually today as good as our knowledge is good. And definitely fasting helps us in a better concentration, better clarity of thoughts, better clarity of mind. Fasting also helps us in developing the love in our heart. So we become more humble by fasting. So all of these are the qualities which are going to affect our gross body and our subtle body. So fasting is really, really helpful in all these growth or purification of our different parts of our body. But all these bodies are our gross body and subtle body are not what we are. According to spirituality, we are a soul. We are soul and we are living inside, covered by these two bodies, subtle body and gross body. And this soul is Satchit Anand. Satchit Anand means it is eternal. Sat means eternal. Chit means conscious, full of consciousness. It's full of knowledge. And Anand, Anand means full of bliss. So soul is full of bliss. So which means if we are able to realize our soul, then we will be full of bliss. Today we don't feel the bliss all the time. Of course, now you are doing fasting, so you must be in the state of ecstatic bliss. But we don't feel the bliss all the time because we are not living in the consciousness or in the realization of soul. Once we are able to realize that we are a soul, or let's call it self-realization, then we will always be in the state of bliss. Now, to reach to this state of bliss, we need a purification process. Purifying what? Purifying our own karmas. Purifying the karmas that we have actually gone through in many, many lives before this life. And not only before this life, but also maybe when we were in the mother's womb, we were also going through some karmas. And also in this lifetime so far, we might have done some karmas of which we are receiving the karmic reaction. So we need to cleanse these karmic reactions. So most of the sages, munis, when they do the fasting, they are doing the fasting for two main reasons. One is your own cleansing of your own karmic reaction, purification of your own body. But more than that, they do the fasting for the benefit of the entire planet, for all the living beings on this planet. So how do we differentiate that fasting and the fasting that we are doing? Of course, we are not eating anything. We are only in the juice fast, and maybe they are also not eating or eating very less. It's the difference in the attitude. And what is that attitude? The attitude that a muni or a spiritual person who is fasting will have a very strong attitude of gratitude. What is that attitude of gratitude? You must have also heard this term in the past, attitude of gratitude. These people, they see the hand of Lord in everything. So, for example, we talked about sun, we talked about air, we talked about water, we talked about all the five elements of which we are made of: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So, who does it belong to? And how are these five elements serving us all the time? So, have we really expressed our gratitude towards these five elements? For example, let's talk about air. We cannot live for more than a few seconds if we don't have air. Prana, yeah, we can't live without that. So we do pranayam, but who is the person? Where is it? What is the source of this prana? What is the source of this air? So are we actually having the attitude of gratitude for somebody who is giving us this air every moment? So this is something what all these yogis and the true sages will be doing when they are fasting. They will be fasting. Fasting is actually a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for the whole universe, for the whole cosmic manifestation, for all the living entities who are living in this cosmic manifestation. And this is extremely important for these yogis to actually be in this attitude of gratitude for all of them around. So we were talking about air. So we need to have a feeling of gratitude for the air all the time. Same with if you look at sun. Suryadev, Surya Narayan, is God Himself. And when we are doing the sun gazing, we are doing the sun bathing, we should, we are consuming something from sun. So we should always be thankful to them. And when we say thankful, thankful is not something that we have learned in our education. We are in the habit of saying thank you and sorry, and but it's not about expressing. It's more about feeling this thankfulness. इस thankfulness को, इस gratitude को अपने heart में feel करना कि जो sun God है वो हमको is a living force. It's giving the life to all the living entities. आप सोचिए जब सन नहीं होंगे तो हमारा क्या होगा? जिन कंट्रीज में, जिन सिटीज में, नॉर्दर्न यूरोप के अंदर अगर हम देखते हैं, नॉर्वे एंड स्वीडन एंड डेनमार्क, they don't get sun there. A lot of people actually commit suicide without sun. Sun is giving us life, not only light. So it's very important for us to have an expression of gratitude towards sun. So जिस टाइम हम सन गेजिंग करते हैं, सन बेदिंग करते हैं, तो उसके बाद हम भगवान सूर्य देव को, सूर्य नारायण को हम लोग ग्रैटिट्यूड एक्सप्रेस करना चाहिए हमको. हम कैसे करते हैं? I can share with you something that I do, and maybe you can also, all of you can write your own gratitude prayers for sun god and also for Vayu Dev, and also so for water and for food. So how I express my gratitude to Surya Narayan every morning is, हे सूर्य देव, हे सूर्य नारायण, मैं आपको नमन करता हूँ और आपसे ये प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि जिस प्रकार आप सारे जीवों को अपने प्रकाश से उनके अंधकार को नष्ट करते हैं, उसी प्रकार मेरे हृदय के अंधकार को नष्ट कीजिए और उसमें कृष्ण भावनामृत को प्रकाशित कीजिए, जो कि मेरे जीवन का परम लक्ष्य है. हे सूर्यदेव, हे सूर्य नारायण, आप अपनी कृपा इसी प्रकार हमारे ऊपर और समस्त जीवों के ऊपर सदैव सदैव ही बना कर